Okay, so a brief explanation on possessives. So mine is me or mis. So example, mi carro or mis carros for plural, right? Your is tu or tus. Now, if you mean like your, but your guys, that it belongs to you guys, would be su or sus. For example, tu carro, that's name, tu carro or tus carros. Now, if I'm speaking about you guys, it would be su carro and sus carros. Sus carros. O los carros de ustedes. Los carros, sus carros, o los carros de ustedes. Like the cars of yours.
And these don't change if the noun is masculine or feminine.
In Spanish, we try to be as specific as possible. For example, for her, let's say her car, right? So you could say su carro o sus carros. Sus carros, like this. Sus carros.
But it would be as well su bicicleta if it's like a feminine noun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing to keep in mind is that we like to be specific about this because su and sus can be used with different possessive pronouns. So in that case, we like to say, instead of su carros, for example, her car, to be specific, we would say like the car of hers, el carro de ella. This is what we most commonly say. Okay. O los carros de ella, los carros de ella. Okay? This is what you should say more often, because su is just not specific enough.
Okay.
And people would be, if the conversation hasn't got a context clear enough, then people wouldn't understand. So, su de ella, de él, it would be the same, like el carro de él, o los carros de él, los carros de él. So check this out. For him, like his car or his cars, you could say su as well. That's why we prefer to say the car of hers or the car of his, okay? Because it's more specific in Spanish.
Yeah.
So the translation for this would be the same, su carro or sus carros.
Yeah.
Now, our is nuestro, nuestro or nuestros. But these ones do change depending on the gender of the noun that follows. So, for example, nuestros carros, but nuestras casas.
Sí.
Okay. If it's singular, then you would just say nuestro. Nuestro perro, nuestra gata. Okay. Then we've got, this is ours and theirs. So for theirs is the same, like their car. So it's su carro as well. So you see why we like to be specific in this topic, because we just use su or sus for many of these possessive pronouns. So we just say like the car of theirs, el carro de ellos.
Yeah.
Okay. That house is mine. Esa casa es mía. Now, if it's mine, you will say mía. If it's at the end, very, very likely. Now, if it's masculine, you would say mío. That coffee, that cup of coffee is mine. Ese café, you see ese? Café is mío. It ends with O because café, a cup of coffee, is masculine. Now, if you say, for example, you tell me like my mobile phone is dead. I mean, yeah, like it's got no battery, right? Then you would say mine hasn't either. El mío tampoco. Mine hasn't got battery either. Okay, el mío, this is mine, either. Mío, ese computador o ese portátil es tuyo. ¿Sí? But if it's feminine, you would say tuya, like esa casa es tuya. And let's see. The next one is tuya. Ese carro es de ella. Ese celular es de él. Like that car is hers, that mobile phone is his. This shop is ours. Esta tienda es nuestra. Because tienda is feminine.
Yeah.
Right? But for example, camioneta. Esa camioneta, do you know what camioneta is?
Like a truck?
A pickup truck. Esa camioneta, yeah. Or it can be an SUV as well. We call SUVs and pickup trucks camionetas. Esa camioneta es nuestra. Ese bolso es nuestro, like that backpack is ours. Backpack in Spanish, bolso, or maleta is masculine, so it's nuestro. Nuestro and theirs. Ese furgón es de ellos. Do you remember what furgón is?
This is a truck, no? Or like a lorry.
A lorry, yeah. So that lorry is theirs. Ese furgón es de ellos. Okay? So that's basically it. You will need to do exercises with this, but that's not today's topic. But this is so you get an idea of how it works. Okay? Maybe these, what is, I keep forgetting the name of these guys from Bogota. Spanish what?
Why not Spanish?
Why not Spanish? Maybe they got a lesson regarding this, or maybe you can look for some videos of Super Holly. Maybe she's got videos regarding this as well, so maybe. Okay, so let's get started with this topic. So the office is cleaned every day.
La oficina está limpiado todos los días.
La oficina, remember it's ser. That's the translation that we'll be using.
La oficina es limpiado.
Es limpiada because it's feminine.
Limpiada todos los días.
Todos los días. Todos los días. And the other one, like reflexive.
¿Cuántas veces?
No. I mean, like the other translation. Do you remember that there is one, like the direct one, and then the reflexive one?
Like the office was cleaned.
La oficina se limpia todos los días. Remember that there is a reflexive translation of it and a direct translation of it. Es limpia, se limpia todos los días. Both of them, we would use it, either one of those for translating that sentence. The next one is, how often are these rooms cleaned?
¿Cuántas veces?
¿Qué tan seguido?
Sí.
¿O qué tan a menudo?
¿Qué tan seguido? ¿Qué tan a menudo? Son limpiadas y estas habitaciones.
This is the most quiet place of all the ones we've visited so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm amazed. Like, you can hardly hear it.
Yeah, right. Estas son limpias estas habitaciones. O qué tan seguido o qué tan a menudo se limpian estas habitaciones. ¿Sí? The next one, glass is made from sand.
Vidrio.
El vidrio.
El vidrio es hecho de something with P.
De la arena.
Ah, arena.
Yeah.
Sí. No, playa.
No, playa is
arena
beach.
en la playa.
Yeah, right. How do we call that paper sand, right? Or sandpaper. What's the name of it? Like that paper.
Sanding paper. Or sandpaper.
Yeah, the one that you
Yeah.
use like to kind of like for wood, like
Yeah.
to finish up. What is it? Sandpaper?
I think sanding paper.
Sanding paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever it is, sandpaper, sanding paper. Well, in Spanish is una lija.
Lija. Nothing with arena.
No, nothing to do with arena. A
Okay.
lija. Yeah, everything that it's like that is a lija.
Lija.
Yeah. Okay, so who knows using una lija? But at least here in Colombia, that's how we call it. I think that's one of those words that changes from country to country.
Mm-hmm. So what would you call like an arena? Like an arena where like concerts are, or that where they used to have like these bullfights, those round things.
You will call it arena.
As well.
Yeah, an
Okay.
arena. La arena. Yeah, I've heard it. It's not common, but yeah, you could say arena.
Mm-hmm.
Now, el vidrio es hecho de la arena. Now, what's the other translation for it? By using the reflexive form.
El vidrio se
You know, but that one we wouldn't say. There is a translation, but we wouldn't say that.
Okay.
So let's just skip it. Skip it. The next one is the windows are cleaned every 2 weeks.
Las ventanas son limpiadas cada 2 semanas.
Las ventanas son limpias cada 2 semanas. Las ventanas son limpias cada 2 semanas. Uh-huh. Son limpiadas o se limpian. You could also say las ventanas se limpian cada 2 semanas. Mm-hmm. The windows, no. This room isn't used, no. Yes, isn't used very much.
Esa habitación está.
Now, look, if you say habitación, that's more like a bedroom. But if you mean like any room, it would be cuarto.
Sí.
Like any room at a workplace or at your house, it can be a cuarto. Ese cuarto.
Ese cuarto no es usado mucho.
No es usado mucho. And the other one.
Este cuarto no se usa.
No se usa mucho. Se usa mucho. The next one is, this one isn't very much. We aren't, no. Are we allowed to park here? In this case, it would be the reflexive one. Se nos permite, allow is permitir, se nos permite to park here.
Parquear aquí.
Parquear aquí. You can also say acá, right?
Mm-hmm. Se nos permite parquear.
Good. The next one is this room. How is this word pronounced?
¿Cómo es pronunciado? Pronunciada esta palabra.
Esta palabra. ¿Cómo es pronunciada esta palabra? And the other one?
¿Cómo se pronuncia?
pronuncio esta palabra. Sweet. The next one is sentence A to past. Oh, okay. Okay, these are past. So the office was cleaned yesterday.
La oficina fue limpiado ayer.
Fue limpiada because it's feminine.
Fue limpiada ayer.
Ayer. Yeah. And the other one?
La oficina se limpió ayer.
Perfect. No. The house was painted last month.
La casa fue pintada.
Sí, la casa fue pintada.
Fue pintada el mes pasado.
El mes pasado. Perfect. El mes pasado. And the other one, the other translation, by using the reflexive form.
La casa se pintó el mes pasado.
Pintó. That's perfect. Yeah, la casa se pintó el mes pasado. I learned, I realized this form, this tense, just when I was learning the topic in English. Like I learned some Spanish when learning English. I had to.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I could never teach my language.
You couldn't?
I would have to revise so much grammar. I mean, I could teach like spelling and things, but once it comes to like explaining more complicated things, I would be lost.
But if you know the grammar in English, you can explain it from there. That's what I do. Like because the topics, how I explain them is by teaching them from an English perspective. Because there are some topics, like, in my opinion, one of the reasons, I think I told you this, one of the reasons why it seems to be more difficult in Spanish to learn it sometimes is because when you have a look at a Spanish lesson, you've done it. You've read articles about Spanish grammar, and you've realized that they name the topics differently. Like all these complicated names for Spanish tenses, which is like really, it's ridiculously long words to name a topic.
Yeah.
And like that, it's just too complicated. In English, we don't do that. Like, or I don't know. The way that Spanish is explained, like the technicalities of them, they're just, it's just stupid. Like, you don't need that for speaking. You just don't need that. Like, I mean, it's okay if you're an expert in Spanish, but for speaking, you may as well fuck that. Yeah, because I know many people who are like, oh, but you don't know the technicalities, those complicated technicalities. Yeah, I don't know them, but why would I need to know those technicalities? I mean, I teach till a C1 level, and I know that any person would do just great. So
yeah,
it's like I almost failed Spanish language when I was finishing school. I was like, I just didn't understand it. I don't know. I remember that my teacher, she would stay with me longer than the class, and she was like Anderson, what don't you understand? I don't understand your definitions. I just don't understand. She was explaining. I remember she was explaining what an adverb was, and I didn't understand what it was. It's like, I don't understand. And she kept on. She explained it to me for 2 hours in so many different ways. And I was like, oh, okay. I now understand.
Yeah,
It was so funny.
Felt like very similar in German. I was writing really good like essays, but when it came to just doing grammar, like explaining things, exercises.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't even. I mean, that's the story, I think, of language, but we don't need that for speaking. Like, okay, so let's do the next one. The next one was, my phone was stolen a few days ago.
Mi celular fue robado Hace
Hace
unos días.
unos días. Yeah. This is the only one that we would use. We don't use the other translation. It would
Okay.
sound very odd. 3 people were injured in the accident.
3 personas
were injured in the accident.
Fuimos.
Fueron.
Fueron
Lesionadas.
Fueron lesionadas en la accidente.
Accident is masculine, en el accidente.
En el accidente.
3 personas fueron lesionadas en el accidente. Good. And the other translation.
3 personas se lesionaron en el accidente.
Perfect. Personas se lesionaron en el accidente. Now, you know what? I've realized that definitely people who already learned another language are more likely to learn a new language easier and faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter if it's similar or not. Like, it seems like your brain it's already got like the plasticity to learn languages. It's like easier for the person to learn another language.
Like, maybe when you can relate to
the process, I guess.
Process,
yeah. That's what I think, what I thought. Okay, so the next one is, when was this bridge built? There are some cookies that are sold in buses here, and it's called bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah.
¿Cuándo fue construido? ¿Cuándo fue construido? Construido este puente.
And the other one?
Sí, este puente. ¿Cuándo se construyó este puente?
Good. No, I wasn't woken up by the noise.
No fui.
Sí.
No fui. Forgot.
Wake up, but the infinitive. Do you remember the infinitive?
No.
No fui despertado.
No fui despertado by the ruido.
Por el ruido.
No fui despertado por el ruido.
We would just say that. We wouldn't use the other translation. No fui despertado por el ruido. Bueno, how would you say a question like, have you got noisy neighbors?
¿Tienes vecinos ruidosos? Ruidosos.
Sí. Putos vecinos. How do I... Exclamation mark. Is there any way?
This.
Oh, okay. Putos vecinos. La que sigue. How were these windows broken?
¿Cómo fue quebrado?
¿Cómo fueron quebradas?
¿Cómo fueron quebradas these windows? Estas ventanas.
Yeah. Do you remember what a quebrada is?
Stream.
Like
Or
a
river.
stream. Yeah. Like
River
a
is
small,
río, ¿no?
yeah. Like a small river. Yeah. ¿Cómo fueron quebradas estas ventanas? Now, how do you translate it like the other way? What's the other translation?
¿Cómo se quebrado?
¿Cómo se quebraron?
Ah, sí.
¿Cómo se quebraron
Quebraron estas ventanas.
estas ventanas? Yeah. How? No. Were you invited to John's party last week?
Fuiste invitado a la fiesta de John, la semana pasada.
A la fiesta de John, la semana pasada. Bien. We just say that. The other one sounds pretty weird. Okay, the next one is okay. So listen to them correct. This house was built 100 years ago. How do you say that?
Esta casa fue construido
Casa
hace 100 años.
construida hace. Esta casa fue construida hace 100 años. Bien. And the other translation, what would it be?
Esta casa se construyó hace 100 años.
Perfect. That's perfect. Se construyó. My phone, I don't know. Football is played in most countries of the world.
El fútbol
is played
es jugado
in most countries of the world.
En la mayoría de los países del mundo.
De
los países del mundo.
You said mayoría like an Argentinian. Mayoría. Yeah. Okay, and the other conjugation, what would it be? What translation?
El fútbol se juega.
Se juega.
Se juega.
En la mayoría de los países del mundo. Why was the letter sent to the wrong address?
Porque fue
the verb enviada. Letter is feminine in Spanish.
Porque fue enviada la carta a la dirección falsa.
Falsa is like fake or like false. While wrong is equivocada. Once again, ¿por qué fue enviada la carta a la dirección equivocada?
¿Por qué fue enviada la carta a la dirección equivocada?
And the other translation, what would it be?
¿Por qué se envió la carta a la dirección equivocada?
Perfect. The next one is a film studio is a place where films are made.
Un estudio de películas
Mhm.
es un lugar donde películas,
Donde las películas
las películas son hechas.
hechas, because it's
Keep
plural
forgetting,
and
yeah.
feminine, right? And then the other translation of that very last part, where films are made, the other translation, what would it be?
Las películas se
Yep,
hacen.
se hacen. Perfect. The next one is, where were you born? That's a sad phrase.
¿Dónde fue?
That will always be like a past simple in Spanish. That's not
¿Dónde nací?
donde naciste.
Naciste.
And you say, yo nací
Mhm.
in Belgium. I've got one of these two girls, the ones that have lessons with me. So Belgium sometimes is kind of like frowned upon. Like people say, oh, Belgium is a town.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like they try to kind of step over it by saying that it's a town, or because it's like very small, or because of the population, or because it's unsafe. Although many of the people who complain about it haven't lived there. I mean, like,
Yeah,
like of all the
mostly-
people, yeah, like of all the people who complain about Belgium, like I've only met one person who has lived there and has told me like I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's got reasons why, and arguments like to say why she didn't like it. But people are just speculating about why it's not a good place, but they haven't actually lived there, right?
It's mostly like that, and as well when I like sometimes it really makes me sick when I read comments of those expats, you know, talking about different parts of the city, but they've never really experienced any.
No, you know what? It was very funny. Like on Medellin Experts, there was this guy who posted like is it a requirement to not know how to use the GPS on Rappi or Uber? And and I was like, this guy hasn't got any idea what he's saying. So some people are saying like some of these people aren't from the city, so they don't know, or maybe
Yeah.
they haven't got an education, so they don't know how to use the app. And the other thing, I do know my city, but there are just some places that I don't know, and the address is very difficult that the GPS doesn't even find it. Yeah, right. And the guy was like saying like, oh, they don't know how to use the GPS, and I was like how obvious it is that you haven't worked as a Rappi or as an Uber driver here in Medellin, because it's obvious that you haven't had a look at the GPS, and the GPS doesn't always take you to the address that you set into it. Sometimes it takes you to a whole different area without you realizing, because you don't know. So you just go wherever it takes you, but it's not that. That's not the right location. So it's like, so okay. So what I was going to tell you is that this girl, one of these two girls, she lives in Belgium, but she lives like in like I would say it's like the wealthiest area in Belgium that there is. It's probably as good as Poblado or something like that, right? So it's very funny because once, like the first time that I asked her where she lived, she mentioned the name of the neighborhood, but she said that like I live in what's Barrio Nuevo. I don't remember. It's like Barrio Nuevo, Medellin. And and the other girl and we started laughing so much because we were like, come on, I mean, that name is only in Belgium. So you're like, no, this is not Belgium. It was so funny. So
because it was like Medellin is like only the center of
pretty
kind of,
much.
and like Envigado and these places,
Right.
like separate, or used to be kind of separate, or they still are.
You don't
it's really
just
see it anymore because it's like
because it's so mixed up, but you don't actually know what the borders are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's accurately what you're saying. Like the middle, like 4 million people belong to Medellin, and it's like what you're saying, like in the middle of the valley. But then the other cities that are around Medellin, like Bello, Copacabana, Barbosa, which are in the north, and then we've got Envigado, La Estrella, Sabaneta, Caldas. Then the sum of all of these are like another 4 million. I think it's like 6 to 8 million people that there are here.
Okay.
In total, in the whole valley.
So this in the museum is interesting. Like
That's the whole valley?
1889. Plano de Medellin, and it's so little.
Yeah, right.
It's like a few streets.
I was talking to a woman yesterday. She's a friend of mine. She's got like 65 years old, and she was telling me that the place where she lives in Belgium. She lives in Belgium as well. She was telling me that she remembers when around that area there were only 4 houses. There were only 4 houses, and right now it's all built up. I was like, wow. And how long ago was that again? 40, 50 years ago. Wow. Okay. So the next one is, how many languages are spoken in Switzerland?
That's funny. ¿Cuántos idiomas?
¿Cuántos idiomas?
¿Cuántos idiomas son habladas,
because it's masculine.
Son habladas en Suiza.
Hablados en Suiza. Yeah. How will you answer the question? Oh, well, but what's the other translation of this question?
¿Cuántos idiomas se hablan en Suiza?
Yeah, now the answer, what would it be?
En Suiza hablan 4 idiomas.
Se hablan
4 idiomas diferentes.
¿Cuáles?
Lo más importante es el alemán de Suiza.
Alemán suizo.
Y después el francés.
Sí.
El italiano. Y
Italiano. I didn't know that you spoke Italian. Do you know?
It's like not
like a town.
One and a half like regions, like cantons.
Okay.
But there's still quite a lot of people. There's like 3 big cities, 2 or 3 cities.
That speak Italian?
Yeah.
So you can speak to anyone in Italian and they would understand?
Yeah, some don't speak German or French. Only Italian.
Okay.
Pero hay un cuarto,
un cuarto
language.
Una cuarta, un cuarto idioma. Un cuarto idioma,
pero no es como un idioma oficial anymore.
Like a dialect?
Like, see? Oh.
Swiss.
There is 1, 2, 3,
5,
4. The English is like just additional, but there's like these 4.
So what's the other one?
Se llama Romanche.
Romanche, like this?
Y se parecido con portugués un poquito. Es muy raro.
Okay, Romanche like this? And it's similar to Portuguese.
I worked with a guy, he speaks his language, and he said he was in Brazil for a few weeks and he was able to learn.
So it's very similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a mix between all of them.
Is it?
It's really weird.
A mix of all these 3 of Alemán, Suizo, Francés, and Italiano?
I can listen to it and I feel like I understand. But I don't understand the word.
But that's what happens to me when like people are like, oh, Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. You can actually understand. And I listen to them. I think I understand. And when I repeat back in English, no, I didn't say that. People are just making that up. It's like you think you understand, but it's not the fact. Yeah, right. Okay. The next one is somebody broke into our house, but nothing was stolen. Okay, so
Alguien. To break in.
alguien, we would say like got into forcefully, entró forzadamente. I'm not sure about that Z, but I think it's correct.
Alguien entró forzadamente
A nuestra casa,
a nuestra casa, pero
nothing was stolen.
nada fue robado.
Nada más me violaron a mí. Do you understand this?
Nada más me violaron a mí. No.
But I was only raped. I was only raped. Okay. So the next one is I was watching a clip on Instagram. It was very funny because it was like a group of guys and they were all speaking about a place that a thief had broke into a place and he got raped by the owner. And then they were speaking, and then one of them was missing, and he tried to break into the house, and then he ran into the owner, and he was like, "Oh no! Don't rape me! Don't rape me!" and the other friends were like, "Where's this guy? Where did he go?" Okay, so the next one is when was the bicycle invented?
¿Cuándo fue inventado la bicicleta?
Cuando fue inventada, because it's feminine, la bicicleta. And how would you answer? Good question.
No tengo ninguna idea.
No tengo idea.
No tengo idea.
Yo tampoco. What's yo tampoco?
Neither do I.
Yeah, and ni yo.
Ni yo. Es lo mismo.
Nor do I.
Nor do I.
Yeah. I was reading something, an article, a book recently, where it said like, I mean, you know all these people who are like memorizing historic facts like all the time, but it's like, and then it was like, why would I need a living encyclopedia like to as an employee? They were speaking about employees. So the guy was like, I prefer a guy with a bad memory and good solving problem skills than the other way around. Like, what can I do with a good memory? Like, yeah, he can memorize a lot of stuff, but I mean, I can find all that stuff on internet. So
true. I mean, it's nice sometimes when you talk about like in a conversation, like, you know, all those things. I'm like quite impressed when I talk to someone and they know these random things.
But I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad memorizing, because I mean, for example, English and languages, I'm just going to speak about English and Spanish because are the languages that I only know. And the only thing that you need, in my opinion, is to have a good memory in order to speak either of these languages. But in this case, it's something that's actually useful for you. I mean, like, it's a language you can actually speak, and you might need it to have a job or something, more choices, maybe finding a girlfriend or whatever, something that's actually useful, and it requires memory. But why do you need to know the time when someone was born or died? I mean, why do you want that? What for? What's the purpose of it?
If you can use the space for something better in your brain.
Yeah, definitely. Like something more useful. Like, I would say that a lot of skills are about memorization. For example, mechanic, like mechanic of cars or airplanes. I think it's just a matter of memory. Like you need to know where the stuff is and you need to know what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you memorized it well, you will not have to repair anything in a machine or whatever. That's useful like memories and like a good use of utilizing like your memory, right? But I mean, like facts, like there are facts that are like, why do you need that? What do you need? It's like, like when was this invented? Well, I mean, what's going to change if I don't know? Going to be forbidden? Like I don't know. So the next one is, let's see. Complete the sentences, use the passive, present passive, damage. Okay, so let's review these verbs in Spanish. Damage.
Damage is
In Spanish. The verb and the noun.
damage.
Dañar.
Dañar y daño.
Daño, yeah. Find.
Encontrar.
Encontrar. Give.
Dar.
Invite.
Invitar.
Make.
Hacer.
Show.
Mostrar.
Yep. Steal.
Robar.
Take.
Tomar.
O llevar, right?
Llevar.
So, the room is cleaned every day.
La habitación es limpiada cada día.
That's technically correct, but it would sound more natural to say todos los días. Okay.
Todo.
And the other translation?
La habitación se limpia todos los días.
If you said this in front of your mom, like here in Colombia, she would be like, oh, it cleaned itself. It cleaned itself, right? You didn't do anything. It cleaned itself. Maybe, well, you did clean it. Yeah, I'm like a housekeeper or something. They would say like, yeah, I'm a housekeeper. No one pays me. And I'm all day cleaning. That's what my mom says. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No one's telling you to do it. We're all good. Okay, so I saw an accident yesterday.
Yo vi un accidente ayer. Accidente ayer. Two people were taken to the hospital.
Oh, is this for real? No. Oh, two people were taken. Okay, two people were taken to the hospital. This smells so good. This coffee is nice.
Yeah,
no?
it's surprisingly good.
The smell, I really like the smell. Like the taste, I didn't like it. I'm getting used to the bitterness, but the smell is really good.
Like smell hot dogs.
Like hot dogs?
No, I don't know if you can probar because dos personas.
Dos personas.
Dos personas fueron
llevadas
al hospital.
And the other translation? No, you know, the other translation would sound odd. Let's just keep that translation.
Okay.
What's the difference? Do you know the difference in concept of incident and accident?
Well, an incident is just like something that happens, something that happened that you didn't plan, but it doesn't have to be an accident, something negative, no?
I don't know.
An incident.
Then what's the accident? Okay, that's the accident.
It's rather negative, I think.
The incident?
It doesn't
like it was on purpose?
It doesn't have to be an accident, I think.
Like it's something that it's bad. Something bad that happened.
Something that happened that you didn't plan, but it's not an accident. It doesn't have to be an accident, no. There was an incident. I'm not 100% sure.
And I always forget to look it up on the dictionary. For example, you would need that in order to pass an exam in English or in Spanish. Like for languages, they would ask something like that, either for English or for Spanish. I don't know the difference. I've never been asked that question in any of the tests that I've taken, luckily, but it's something that could show up. Okay, so the next one is paper is made from wood.
El papel es hecho de madera.
Papel es hecho de madera. Yeah. And the other one, the other translations?
El papel se hace de madera.
But it sounds weird.
It does.
The next one. There was a fire at the hotel last week. 2 of the rooms were damaged.
Yeah, there was, or how would you say that?
Hubo. Yeah, you can say hubo or había, but in this case, it sounds better to say hubo.
Hubo un fuego.
Un incendio. Incendio.
Hubo un incendio al hotel.
En el hotel. ¿Sí?
En el hotel la semana pasada.
Yeah. 2 of the rooms were damaged.
2 de las habitaciones fueron dañadas.
Fueron dañadas. And the other translation of that last spot?
Se dañaron.
Now, a fire, as in like the fire that you make in a camping spot, is a fogata.
Fogata. Okay. Bonfire.
What?
Bonfire. Bonfire.
Bone?
Like the bones.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Bonfire?
Yeah.
Is that like the one when camping?
Yeah.
Bonfire. I haven't heard that one. Bonfire.
I don't know why it's called bonfire. There's no bones.
Exactly. I'm like, bonfires. Okay.
And what was it? Inicio.
Incendio. Is like the kind of like the accident sort of fire. Luckily, you charged the PC because we would have been fucked up not having access to this drive.
Yeah, but it's gonna run out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll have to do a show then.
Maybe I can have a look if there's these fuses.
We call that breakers. That box, we call it breakers. Los breakers. Yeah. And in English is what? I forget.
It's really confusing here because in back home there's normally these boxes in all the apartments, but here, like in those big buildings, there's like these rooms sometimes where you have like those huge ones for more than one apartment.
Oh yeah.
Breakers. There's
box.
Fuse box.
Fuse box. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Go ahead, have a look. Maybe we can because yeah, we're about to run out.
Maybe I get electrocuted.
No, it seems quite safe. But when there is like cables, like yeah, it's like shit. The fire thing is going to turn on.
No, they're on.
Are they?
Yeah.
All of them?
They're all
Ah.
on. I take them out.
The kitchen will be. Yeah, it's. As far as I remember, these were the only ones that we were counting on. We'll have to do until 15, I guess. Right. Let's just finish this lesson and we'll be done then. The next lesson is going to be very nice. Passive voice with present perfect and continuous. So the next one is, where do you get this picture?
¿Dónde?
¿Dónde?
¿Obtenaste?
¿Dónde conseguiste?
Conseguiste. ¿Dónde conseguiste este cuadro?
Oh, esta foto, right?
Oh,
a cuadro would be like this painting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it means. Or esta foto, like this picture.
Mm-hmm.
No, we would say more like de dónde sacaste. De dónde sacaste. Like where did you take whatever out from?
Mm-hmm.
De dónde sacaste este cuadro or esta foto. Okay? This is more common for us. The next one is, it was given to me by a friend of mine.
It was given to me.
We wouldn't say that in Spanish. We would say a friend of mine gave it to me. How would you say that?
Mi amigo o un amigo de un amigo mío
Gave it to me. Me lo dio.
Me lo dio.
Yeah, this is as in a cuadro, right? If it were a picture, it would be me la, because picture is feminine. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is many American programs were. What would you say?
Show.
Are shown on British TV.
Muchas programas americanas.
Programas. This is masculine.
Muchos programas
Americanos are shown on British TV.
Son shown. Mostrados en la televisión
británica, because it's feminine. And the other translation?
Muchos programas americanos.
Oh, americanos, you're right.
Americanos. Se muestran en la televisión británica.
The next one is, did James and Sue go to the wedding?
Fueron James y Sue al
Wedding.
What's wedding again? No, I don't know.
Al funeral.
No. Depends how you see it.
A la boda.
Boda.
A la boda. No, they weren't invited, but they were invited, but they didn't go.
No, fueron invitados.
Ellos fueron invitados.
Ellos fueron invitados, pero no fueron.
No fueron. Ellos fueron invitados, pero no fueron. Ellos fueron invitados, pero no fueron. Yeah, that's the one we wouldn't use the other translation.
Mm-hmm.
How old is this film?
¿Cuántos años tiene esta película?
¿Cuántos años tiene esta película? ¿Cuántos años tiene esta película? It was made in 1985.
Es hecho.
Remember that when we're using it, we start from the conjugation. We don't mention the pronoun. Hecho. Fue hecha. It was made.
Fue hecha en 1985.
Good. My car was, for the next day, stolen. My car was stolen last week.
Mi carro fue robado la semana pasada.
Mm-hmm.
The next day it was found.
Uh-huh.
Pero el día próximo. Pero al siguiente día. La policía
fue found.
Fue encontrado
because it's masculine, a car.
Fue encontrado por la policía.
Por la policía. And like a very informal way, I would call it like por los tombos. Los tombos. This sounds like by the cops.
Okay.
But I think it sounds more informal in Spanish to say los tombos.
It's not like rude, like the pigs as example.
Like the what?
In English they call them the pigs as example.
The pigs?
It's like the cops, but in a rude way.
I think it sounds not as bad, but probably it's closer to pigs than to cops.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, like I wouldn't call a tombo in front of his face.
Okay.
Okay, it's that informal. And the very last exercise, where were they born? How would you translate that? Where were they born?
Where were they born? ¿Dónde nacieron?
Ellos.
Ellos.
Or ellas, if it's a feminine group of people. Ian was born in Edinburgh.
Ian nació en Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh. Sarah was born in Manchester.
Sarah nació en Manchester.
The next one, her parents were born in Ireland.
Sus padres.
O los padres de ella.
No, los padres de ella nacieron en Irlanda.
Irlanda. Remember, it's better to say los padres de ella because it's more specific for us. Okay?
Okay.
It'll always be better, at least here in Colombia. Where were you born? I was born in
Nací en Colombia.
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 And where was your mother born?
¿Dónde nació tu madre?
¿Dónde nació tu madre? There is like, for example, maybe like a friend calls me, maybe he sort of got mad at me like fucking asshole because I got late to our meeting or something like that. He'll come in like fucking asshole. And I would be like, your mother. But in Spanish, it sounds very, very, very offensive, like tu madre.
Tu madre. But you don't really use that here, do you?
Yeah.
Like, but
yeah.
you have to know someone very well for it not to be like.
If you like, or either you've got to know them very well, or you must actually want to be that offensive.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't know, and the guy maybe he got into your way on the highway, and he would say like asshole or whatever, yeah, and you would be like tu madre because you actually mean to be offensive about it. So
yeah, I lived with 3 guys I studied with back home, and we like everyone kept making these jokes about each other's mom, and they always said like this has to stop. So every time someone used it, we had to put like
a coin,
50 cents into a jar. We made a list.
Okay. Colombian people would never do that. They would be like, "Oh, come on, you don't stand you don't stand like an easy joke." They would be like that. Okay, so we've got till this. Let me just finish this meeting. And we